for CAILTLIN Clark is being reported, and the Fever are doing everything in their power to make her stay. Unfair or not, the WNBA and Indiana have allegedly said she will not enter the league again if she moves abroad. Meanwhile, the disrespect Fever has displayed to Clark in the last weeks has been unforgivable. Fever's ex-manager Christy Sides clearly did not like CAILTLIN Clark. Watch this.
Aaliyah Boston, you are amazing. Congratulations. What an amazing thing for you and for our franchise, you being Rookie of the Year. Everything you've done for us, you've made us better. You're going to continue to make us better. But congrats. So proud of you. You deserve every bit of that. Just wanted to say congratulations on Rookie of the Year. You've worked extremely hard to get this and to earn this award. Congratulations.
She congratulated Aaliyah Boston in the best way possible. But for CAILTLIN, she barely acknowledged her award. She gave her a little 10-second speech, and that was it. Not to mention, CAILTLIN has said numerous times that she doesn't receive advice from her teammates.
And what's the best advice that Bet has given you in game this season?
Nobody gives me advice in game. I wish.
So the EX Fever coach clearly wasn't a big fan of CAILTLIN. The veterans of the team refused to help her. Is there more? Unfortunately, yes. This goes even deeper and gives CAILTLIN a bigger reason to quit the Fever.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. You did.
I did not poke you.
Did you do it on purpose?
I did not poke you in the eye.
Did you do it on purpose?
That was Nalissa Thomas, letting her girlfriend make fun of CAILTLIN getting a black eye. The disrespect the Fever has shown is crazy. The league wouldn't know what's him-them if CAILTLIN left. The WNBA would be shattered and the Fever would be back to where they was last year, getting first draft pick and being bottom of the league. News of a massive offer from a European league has taken the basketball world by storm. This offer isn't just about a bigger paycheck, though that alone would be tempting for any player. It's about something deeper. This European offer is not a casual deal. It's a significant, life-altering opportunity for CAILTLIN. The European basketball scene is known for giving their top players everything they need to excel.
There could be a team overseas who would love to snatch CAILTLIN Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games in the Big Three.
The kind of respect and adoration their players receive is different from what the WNBA has offered her, especially considering the struggles she's faced within the league. For CAILTLIN, this is not just about earning a big paycheck. It's about feeling valued in ways she hasn't felt within the WNBA.
Who's the best player in the country?
To the media or me?
As you see it.
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
While Europe offers her the chance to increase her earnings, it also offers her a stage where she won't be targeted or disrespected. The chance to play abroad represents freedom from the toxic environment that has been weighing her down. And with her unmatched talent, CAILTLIN has every right to consider this offer seriously. CAILTLIN's potential move to Europe isn't just a personal decision, it's a crisis for the WNBA. The league, which has struggled for years to gain the kind of attention and support needed to thrive, has benefited tremendously from Clark's presence. Clark leaves, the WNBA could lose everything she brought with her media attention, increased viewership, and the heightened credibility that comes with having a player of her caliber. The arrival of CAILTLIN Clark gave the league a lifeline, a chance to grow, to expand its fan base, and to bring in the revenue it so desperately needs. Without her, the WNBA risks falling back into the same struggles it faced before her rise to stardom. Her departure would set the WNBA back years, not just in terms of its financial health, but in its overall credibility. The league could find itself in an even worse position than before, struggling to stay afloat without the one player who has kept it thriving.
They decide what they want to do. We can point out how wrong it is. We can point out that that's a reality that shouldn't be a reality. But what we can't do is say, this is what matters.
Right.
That doesn't. When the audience was telling you, no, something else matters.
It's ironic in a way. The WNBA and Indiana Fever are only now realizing just how valuable CAILTLIN Clark truly is. But this realization has come too late. For months, Clark has been treated unfairly, targeted on the court, and disrespected by players and even her own teammates. The league failed to step in, failed to protect her when she needed it most. And now that she's considering leaving, suddenly the WNBA is scrambling to keep her.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie.
CAITLIN is under contract with the Indiana Fever for another 4 years, and they're doing everything in their power to make her stay. The comments have already started. If she leaves for Europe, they say, she'll be fired. Not only that, but she would be barred from ever playing in the WNBA again. It's a desperate, heavy-handed approach that only underscores how much they need her, but it's a strategy that could easily backfire. If the WNBA wants to keep her, they should be focusing on making her feel valued, not punishing her for seeking better opportunities. It's almost laughable that they would resort to such tactics after treating her so poorly throughout the season. Instead of offering her the respect and protection she deserves, they're doubling down on their mistakes, trying to force her into staying when it's clear she's already considering leaving.
And to act like there isn't or hasn't been legitimate resentment emanating from those who are pioneers. Nobody's fooled here. You got pundits who used to play in the WNBA, some of them who didn't, and who was speaking on behalf of those who didn't want to create that kind of noise themselves because of the negative impact. We talk about it when the men do it. If we detect jealousy, if we detect envy, if we detect resentment, and it's amongst the fellas, we put it out there. Shit, we act like it's the latest episode of General Hospital. But when the ladies are feeling that way about another young lady like CAITLIN Clark, and people like myself and Shay Shay call it out, suddenly it's a problem.
This kind of desperation only makes the WNBA look worse. They've realized too late that without CAITLIN Clark, they have nothing. And now, instead of making amends, they're threatening her, trying to keep her trapped in a league that has failed her time and again. It's a dangerous move that could end up driving her away for good. At the heart of this issue is one simple truth. CAITLIN Clark should have the right to play wherever she wants. It's the off-season, a time when players are supposed to have the freedom to explore other opportunities, rest, or sharpen their skills. For CAITLIN, the chance to play in Europe is more than just a career move. It's a way to escape the toxic environment she's been dealing with all year in the WNBA. She deserves the chance to experience a new league, one where she won't be targeted or mistreated.
Is CAITLIN Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and CAITLIN Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that CAITLIN Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think that would be the case.
The way the WNBA has treated CAITLIN this season has been nothing short of appalling. She has been targeted by other players, injured on the court, and received little to no protection from officials or even her own team. Given everything she's endured, it's no wonder she's considering leaving. Why should she be forced to stay in a league that has done so little to protect her? The off-season is supposed to be a time of freedom for players, and yet the WNBA and Indiana Fever are trying to take that away from her. CAITLIN is more than just a contract, she's a person, and she deserves the right to make her own decisions. The idea that she could be fired or banned from the league entirely, just for exploring an opportunity in Europe, is nothing short of ridiculous.
People decide what they want. I didn't say they were right.
No,
I said they decide what they want.
CAITLIN Clark's presence in the WNBA has been nothing short of revolutionary. Before she arrived, the league struggled to make a name for itself. Viewership numbers were stagnant, sponsorship deals were limited, and there was a general lack of buzz around the league. But when Clark stepped onto the court, everything changed. Her games began to draw in crowds that rivaled some NBA games, something no one had thought possible before. The WNBA, which had long been in the shadow of its male counterpart, suddenly found itself with a player who could compete with the NBA in terms of viewership.
We don't need to lower the rim for people to be interested in women's basketball. Don't need this grand master plan. We need to continue to elevate the star players of the game. We need to continue to build and promote these storylines and rivalries.
her influence was undeniable. She had the ability to pull in audiences that the WNBA had been chasing for years. For the first time, the WNBA was getting attention on a large scale, and Caitlin Clark was the reason. However, despite all that she has done for the league, Clark has not been treated with the respect she deserves. The league's inability to protect her, support her, and appreciate her contributions has left fans baffled. Why would the WNBA allow their biggest star to be treated this way? It's a question that looms large as the possibility of Clark leaving becomes more real. Without her, the WNBA could very well return to the days of struggling to attract attention. Caitlin Clark was the spark the league needed, but instead of fueling that fire, the WNBA has let it burn out.
And look at what the NBA became. Even when Jordan was ascending and the league clearly saw that that was the dude, and Nike was marketing the living hell out of Michael Jordan. I want to be like Mike. It was still Bird and Magic.
From the moment she stepped into the league, she was a target. Whether it was jealousy, rivalry, or just plain hostility, other players went after her in ways that went beyond the normal competitive spirit of the game. Clark has faced unnecessary roughness, dangerous plays, and injuries, all of which were either ignored or brushed off by league officials and coaches. It was as if the WNBA didn't care about protecting its star player. One of the most glaring examples of this lack of protection came when Clark was given a black eye during a game by Dejounte Carrington. It was an incident that should have been taken seriously, but instead, it became a laughing matter among her own teammates. Nilsa Smith, one of Clark's teammates, was caught on Instagram Live laughing about the injury with Carrington, the very player responsible for the black eye. WNBA, too, did little to address the situation. No significant action was taken against the players involved, and Clark was left to fend for herself. It was clear that when it came to Caitlin Clark, the WNBA was willing to turn a blind eye to the mistreatment she was facing. Fans were outraged, but the league did nothing to ease the tension or protect their star player. Clark had to continue playing in an environment that was not just competitive but hostile, and the lack of support from her team and the league only made things worse.
The Caitlin Clark effect is definitely real. I mean, we can all see that. However, experiencing it in person is totally different. The amount of 22s that I saw on the way to the arena and inside the Capital One Arena might as well have just been a home game for Caitlin Clark.
Many players seem to resent Clark for the attention she has received, even though they have directly benefited from her presence in the league. Instead of supporting her, they have turned on her, blaming her for problems that she had no part in creating. The Indiana Fever, along with the WNBA, have taken a firm stand against Caitlin Clark's potential move to Europe, and their actions speak volumes about how they view her value. Despite everything Clark has done for the league, bringing in record-breaking viewership, increasing sponsorships, and helping elevate the WNBA's profile, they are now doing whatever they can to prevent her from leaving. Rather than celebrating her as an asset and recognizing that this opportunity might be beneficial for her personal and professional growth, they've resorted to threats.
Cheryl Swoops will either just not even say the woman's name at all. She won't even utter Caitlin Clark's name. Or the hoop she will go through to just make sure that she discredits anything she does is at this point, it's kind of insane. It's borderline.
As the news of Caitlin Clark's potential move to Europe spreads, her fans have been vocal in their support. They have watched her face one challenge after another in the WNBA, and many believe that she deserves better. They are tired of seeing her mistreated by players, disrespected by coaches, and overlooked by the league. They want her to thrive in an environment where she is respected and appreciated. Europe offers not only a substantial financial opportunity, but also a chance for Clark to play in a league that values her talent and treats her with the respect she has earned. Caitlin Clark has contributed more to the WNBA's success than almost any other player in recent memory. She has given her all on the court, and now, when she's looking for a chance to explore new horizons in Europe, the league is trying to tie her down by force.
Caitlin Clark is all about winning. I don't know if y'all know that. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. So I know why Cheryl Swoops is mad. I know why you mad, Cheryl. Because you see Caitlin making the money that you wish you would have made when you was a player.
Clark has been targeted by opponents, disrespected by teammates, and let down by her coaches. Now, the league is using her contract as a weapon to hold her back. It's a classic case of power being used to control a player who simply wants a fair shot at something new. The WNBA and Indiana Fever aren't offering solutions or flexibility instead. They're throwing down the gauntlet and threatening her career if she dares to step out of line. The injustice here is undeniable. No player should be forced to stay in a league that has not treated them well. By refusing to let her go, the WNBA risks losing her loyalty and support altogether. Rather than working with her, they're pushing her further away, and it's a decision they may regret in the long run. Clark has earned the right to explore her options, and the league should respect that instead of standing in her way. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.